Good afternoon. I guess good morning if you're in New Zealand, but good afternoon the rest of the world. I guess not Australia. All right. Hello. Day 16 of post-traumatic stress disorder push-up challenge. Again, I was invited into this by Marty Hansen, and we're here on a winter day in New Zealand. Not so bad. Calm seas. Keep an eye out. There's been humpback whales and orcas spotted in the last few days, but I just want to take a moment and discuss some of my experience with this challenge. I've been very honored, I've been flattered and humbled to have been part of this. We've had a number of people who've shared very personal experiences with me. It's amazing. I don't have a huge audience, but there's a lot of people that are obviously affected, or they know someone who's affected. They've seen it up close. Again, some of the really personal stories have been shared, and I'd like to actually share one that happened to me that reflected on today, and it seemed really strange. I was working for a company, and I was doing legal work, mostly dispute resolution. And one of our clients was upset. He'd lost a lot of money. He was a former Australian military serviceman. He, like I say, he lost a lot of money. He was sick. He had cancer. He had some other issues, and he threatened to visit violence upon us. And he told me in no uncertain terms that he had access to firearms, that he had been trained to kill. And that although he might not be prepared to kill just yet, he was heading that way. 45 minutes later into this conversation, it was obvious that it was quite threatening. It was completely offside, completely inappropriate. He threatened me, he threatened a number of other people, and I had to report it. So I reported it to management, and as a company, we took measures. One of the measures that was quick was HR department had rolled out crisis and shock counseling for people who were like me. I was offered counseling for being exposed to a traumatic experience. And thinking about that now, it seems ironic. The trauma that I faced had some nasty words said to me and some threats made over the telephone, right? So I had a guy on the phone for 45 minutes or so who was angry, and I got offered counseling. The serviceman who needed help, he got a visit from the police. He, as far as I know, didn't receive counseling. Other members of the staff who had heard about it or had heard the reports, nobody saw a weapon. Nobody saw the individual. I was the only one who spoke to him. I guess we heard the tape because you record these calls. These are people who are traumatized, and these are people who are offered counseling. So now, think about the veterans of the wars, of combat, of armed conflict throughout the world, and imagine what they've seen. I had some people say some nasty things to me, and I got counseling, or I was offered counseling. I guess I didn't take it. Today we're going to talk about first responders and frontline workers as well. These are people that also, they don't get counseling, they get every day. We're talking about ambulance drivers, policemen, nurses, doctors, emergency room workers, air ambulance pilots. These are people that work every day to make sure that people are safe. ER nurses and first responders, paramedics that are saving people's lives who are in very, very bad states. Compared to that, my life's a joke. I didn't finish the contract I was supposed to review that day. I was a little bit pissy that a guy was going to be violent, could have been violent. that's a joke. Like it's just a joke compared to what frontline people are exposed to and are seeing. Again, I'm very honored to have been part of this. I was approached by an organization in Canada called COPE. They help couples who are dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder. I've put the link up on the feed here. If you're in Alberta, if you're in Canada, take a look at it. They do some important work. They've got some good programs. They've got an outreach program, or I think it's an outreach program, but they've got something happening in Pigeon Lake come late October, early November. They need people, so if you've got friends or loved ones, again, it's, I think, designed initially for first responders, frontline workers, so we're talking about police, ambulance, nurses, physicians, hospital workers, paramedics. These are the people that we want to make sure are supported. Again, they're making sure that our lives come together and stay together. Again, we've seen Veterans Affairs Minister, the Honourable Kent Hare, has opened up a Veterans Centre, Eastern Canada. You know, I guess the internet is a great place. It allows me to touch people, you know, from the Tasman Sea. Does anybody else know where the Tasman Sea is? It's the water that joins or separates, however you want to look at it, Australia, New Zealand. But we're here and we're talking to people from Canada, from America, Australia. It's great. At the same time, you see the internet being abused. You know, people like the Honourable Kent Hare comments, or he's not doing enough, it's not going to be staffed right. Sure, you know what, maybe it's not enough, maybe it's not right. But let's not define the situation by what we're not, what we haven't done. Let's do something. Let's make a difference, make an effort. Can we do more? Sure. I'm doing a few push-ups. I'm doing something on Facebook, telling you a personal story. I could do more, and this is really what the objective is. All right. A little bit of levity now, and we'll see if I can do some push-ups. Marty Hansen and his super fitness team have turned this into a bit of a fitness arms race. See, there's a pun there. See, that's what I do. But here, let me see if I can set this up. Hang tight. There you go, Marty. Since most of those push-ups were off camera, I'm going to tell you that they were one-armed push-ups with a 25-kilogram kettlebell on my back and feet up on the exercise ball. You can choose to believe me or not. I'd suggest maybe a grain of salt with the kettlebells and the one-armed push-ups, but there you go. Day 16 is done. Thank you for tuning in. So, great day. Cheers. Please do look up COPE if you're in Canada, and I'll see if I can dig something up for our American friends and our Australian colleagues as well. A couple days ago, I put up the Kiwi support groups as well. All the best.